What's going on, y'all? We back with another podcast. It's Gen Z Talk. This is Henley. We got two guests,
My name is Asa.
My name is Chris.
and we here to talk about, what's going on with Gen Zers.
Yeah.
We first talk about TikTok. How y'all feel about the TikTok ban, and what's going on right now?
I mean, strictly speaking, I feel like there's positives and negatives to it. One thing that's good about it is that people that, aren't there really just talking about anything, not really benefiting nobody, just it's a lot of NPC stuff, a lot of, acting as if you a mannequin, acting as if you a character. Like I seen a Spider-Man dude, I seen all sorts of crazy stuff. So I think the ban would be good for that, because what does that really help them, really? That's not really helping nobody. So,
Yeah, I rock with Miles though. Miles is cool, bro. Everybody else does that. I don't know.
He wasn't like cussing that string.
Yeah, he's doing good on that jump. But I feel like there's a lot of weird, like, man, especially I seen when the whole time dude was like faking like eating hot dogs and stuff on camera and like talking about some like
mukbang
Oh
stuff.
yeah, the
yeah,
mukbang
some
getting out of hand.
ultimate glizzy glove. I'm like, bro, this is crazy, bro. I was just sitting there like, what is going on, bro? But yeah, definitely AI stuff is weird though.
And that stuff be fake too, like mukbang. Don't they just take a bite and spit it out?
It depends. I mean,
It's not like they actually eating it.
some people eat it. I guess I'm not too sure. I would love to do one day, though. But I need sponsorship. If I ever get that type of success.
Yeah.
For me though, I feel like the TikTok ban. It's kind of interesting. Like, I guess I understand from like a logistics standpoint why they did it. Like, there's a whole nother nation that has access to all of our data, and that's why the U.S. wants to ban it, because they don't have access to the data. China does. But at the same time, it's like, I also understand that they were pushing for this really heavy just so they can have control of your data and your information, which still kind of sounds weird. And I feel like for most people who aren't really using TikTok for destructive things, like, there is some dangers with them having your information. But I don't know. I feel like to the way that they're going about it, it feels like there's another reason, like, besides just that too. That's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's scary to think about. But I think for the plenty of people who are like, they use social media for marketing, losing TikTok would be a big hit, because I feel like TikTok is one of the easier things to get promotion. Like,
Definitely.
I feel like easier than Instagram. Twitter, maybe, like, you can get likes on Twitter like quick, but it's like the long jeopardized like success. I feel like TikTok had it easier, so I feel like losing that's kind of like low-key sucks. Wow.
Yeah, TikTok now is, especially like in this past year, it's been like a marketing, it's like huge engine for like a lot of creators. So it's a lot of people are gonna take a hit from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But well, what I believe at a certain time they're gonna come up with a new app for folks, or a lot of the people that create, they're gonna find a new way, a new avenue. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard
So, yeah.
they made some called like Lemon 8 or something. I don't know. It looked like Pinterest, but like, I don't really know what to say. Like, it really don't look good. It don't feel the
Yeah.
same. Like, it feel like if you when you search something up on TikTok and you have all the little boxes, like, that's just
Yeah.
how the homepage look like. Like, it don't look right. But hey, hopefully it'll work out for somebody though.
And I'm not really trying to advocate for those, those lawmakers that are against people making their bread off TikTok. It's still a great avenue for that, but I could see the argument for, people want to get rid of it because you don't know what they're doing with this information that y'all giving out. And, the more protected the American people are, the better. That's it.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. For real. But yeah, speaking on technology in general, we had also talked about a conversation about, like AI. Like, you mentioned AI and shit, and now we have, like, AI technology being in our schools and stuff, like ChatGPT and Quillbot, stuff like that. Like, what's that like for y'all? Like, I can be real, this is it's a safe space. Like, what's that been like for y'all?
I'll be honest, I have used AI for some assignments before, but you know, it's hard for me to talk about because I'd be a hypocrite to say that just we should ban it entirely because I've benefit from it, but as long as you have some sort of moderation to it, you could use it for teaching yourself if your professors aren't getting through to you the way that you would like, and you can use it for other things like if you wanted to figure out a recipe, find something real quick. It's real easy to just type up in that engine and find what you're looking for. But there's the other side of it where there's no regulation. There's no way for you to stop yourself from going overboard and really just taking full advantage of getting answers and that sort of thing. But I don't think it should be used in schools. Strictly because I don't think our generation has the fortitude, I guess. They don't have the discipline to just not use it strictly for, what they need it to do and not just go overboard with it. So, but what do y'all think? Like, I don't really see that there should be, a use for it other than,
Man, I think like to a certain point it should be restricted because like I don't want. Imagine if I knew somebody that was trying to become a doctor and like something important, and they just using AI. Then when they go and try to find a job, man, they go and try to search something up, use ChatGPT. I got like what I'm saying, those real heavy jobs, those real very important jobs. I feel like that's detrimental. What I'm saying? People have to learn on their own and, with a teacher in a classroom. So,
yeah, I agree.
I feel that. I think I'm also on the same page. I feel like, well, AI stuff is usually already restricted. Like, there's certain restrictions. Like, I know, for example, like, if there's something with the paywall in it, you can't use it. Like, I know for school, like, when I was trying to, like, figure out, like, lines in a textbook, like, I would try to see if AI could do it. Like, hey, can you tell me what was said on page 82 of this book? I'll give them the whole citation. They'd be like, we unfortunately can't do it because there's a paywall behind it. I'm like, okay. It's good to know that there are certain things that are restricted, but I still feel like, I think instead of it trying to be more restricted, I think that schools should teach, like, AI etiquettes. Like, something where, like, maybe in, like, a few years or so, someone learns, like, the proper way of how to handle AI, and then explain it, because it's the future. Unfortunately, I feel like it's a scary future, but, people, AI engineering and AI cloud computing, all that other stuff is really popping off. Like, people who are learning AI software that's the new thing that they're looking for right now. So if you're
like with me, I just feel like I'm less lenient towards AI because like I don't know, I feel it's moving too fast,
and not everything in AI is correct. It's not always true.
Exactly.
So like you're cheating yourself in a bit.
Yeah, like I feel like the AI stuff to me, I feel like it's gone. It's very, very weird how people use it. Because I've seen stuff where, like, you see stuff on the news now, people using that deep fake stuff for, like, they putting people's faces over other people's stuff. Yeah. I've seen people, like, fake nudes, like, stuff like that. They've done, like, it's very, like, it's nasty almost. I'm like, bro, like, it takes for someone to think about doing it. That's, like, the crazy part. Like, someone in their mind's like, yeah, like, let's go put this girl's face over top of this body. Like, that's weird. Yeah. But then it's like someone's willing to do it, then the computer it's generated so much knowledge about our life, and it's like the algorithm of it, like it's computed that this is how they want it to look, and then boom, like that's scary. How do they even get a computer to know what we're like really thinking? Like that's weird, man.
Some people predict that AI in like next decade is gonna be like a super intelligence.
Oh yeah,
and that's smarter than humans. So like. I don't know. I
just gonna cost a lot of people a lot of jobs. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's gonna cost people. If we can just search up the answer to this problem, what's really the need for an expert that spent years studying this? Like, it's gonna make things weird for a lot of people. So
yeah, I just hope that whoever, because I feel like, well, I know Elon's trying to build on whatever his projects and stuff is with AI too. I just hope whoever really gets the patents for all these AI stuff really understands the danger of like exploring that much knowledge. Because with knowledge is power. With knowledge comes danger too. Like I feel like it's just a lot. It's a lot to have in your plate to know all that stuff for real. But I don't know, man.
So we're gonna talk about the next topic. Next topic is college and school individuality. How y'all feel about, people not being themselves, or, how y'all feel about individuality in cosplay?
I feel like I feel like a lot of the individualism that comes within schools, I feel like you have to find it, and it's hard for people to find at times. Like when we come in freshman year, you have NSO for me. I went to Bowie. I don't know what orientation jump is called, but you got your team, you form your squad. Like that's the first day of you getting into campus. Like you gotta find your group. Everybody clicks together, you gel together, and you usually hang out with like a big crowd, just like high school, just like ninth grade all over again. Like you go from the crowd, year by year, your group gets smaller and smaller. But it's like then when people have to break the mindset of that high school transition to college, and so a lot of people they can't do it. So like high school, you had kind of low-key had to compete for like your honor. Like what do you look like? What's your style look like? What's your lingo like? What are you doing? And so when you get to college freshman year, you see a lot of people still doing the same stuff from high school, and it's like it's not like it's weird. I don't feel like it's weird or wrong to do it because I don't think like your mentality moves with your age. I feel like your mentality moves with your experience. So when a lot of people aren't like experiencing I don't have to put myself in this position because someone else is thinking about this, or I don't have to do something that they do. Like it might take them a little longer. It might take them till they're 30 to do that. But I feel like that piece of like you're kind of set to meet someone else's standards when you first get into college because you already like you're built into a group. Like you start in a group and then you finish out with that group until the end. If you don't have the strong will of your own to just be like I'm gonna do my own thing or I'm gonna do me, then like you really gonna be you cook like a lot.
Definitely like definitely getting out of that follower mindset. But in terms of like speaking individualism, just everybody is doing their own thing in college. Like if you want to copy somebody else's style or if you want to wear this, it's really nobody cares. Like me personally, like I'm always been a very comfortable style type of dude. I don't really care about design or nothing like that. So I can't speak on the fashion standpoint because I'm not into that. But just it really just floats how you want it to float. Like if you want to wear a designer and you got money like that, then okay, you can flaunt, you can impress all you want, but that's really not what we're there about. Like it's not the bigger picture.
Man, I agree with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's two different angles of individuality. And, you know what I'm saying? To speak on Chris's example, I feel like a lot of times, like in college, like sometimes it can still feel like high school. Like people, like, I don't know, some people just feel that they're better than others. Like, I never agree with that. I never subscribe to that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because they're doing some or because they're part of this group or part of that group, they feel they're better. And I never subscribe to that. But speaking on Asa, you know what I'm saying, I agree too, man, dress how you feel. Dress was comfortable. Dress, I feel like people have, like, my thing has always been be yourself. Whether that's how you move or how you dress, how you speak, just anything. Just, stay true to who you are,
Yeah, no, for real. I feel like that's important because I know I've seen a lot of people, like in college, particularly parties. Like I feel like that's been like the most where I see people like out of character.
Yeah.
And it's not like something where it can be super wild, but sometimes it's just like it's slight. Whether you off the lick or like it's just something where you just like you're trying something. Like I've seen like Like for a good example, like I went partying with the bros like freshman year. Like all my friends like high school, we was just like, yeah, it's college. You know what I'm saying? It was a party. You know, some people had their own little limits of, you know, how they are. Some people don't drink for real, for real. Some people, you know, they drink a lot.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? We all guys, when the girls come around, you know, you see a fine jump, and everybody's like, oh, shoot, like, bro,
Yeah.
yeah, she bad. You got to pick, everybody, there's always one person in the friend group that gets picked on, like, yeah, you got to go smack her.
Yeah.
And so, like, some bros just not confident like that. Like, some bros can, like, they can look at a girl, and they, like, freaked out. Like hell no, I'm not going up there. And,
Yeah.
like, I would sometimes see, like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, go up there. You try to shove them, push them up there, whatever. They get up there, 8 times out of 10, the jump don't work out, and then you get laughed at. But it's like, you know, that type of, like, pressure of, like, damn, like, nah, I gotta, you know, I do this. You see your friends drinking, now you gotta drink. You see your friends smoking, you gotta drink. Like, you gotta smoke. Like, I know people that didn't do any of that stuff until they got to college. And it wasn't like, oh, my parents, like, restricted me from doing this so heavy to, nah, I can't wait when I get over. Some people just like, man, like, nah, when I got here, I saw people doing it, they looked good, so I tried it. And then, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I just know, I feel like it's so many settings in college that makes people not, like, stand on who they are. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many moments where you're almost tried to just like to figure. It's like college is always about figuring out yourself. Like 80% of college is about like figuring out things about you. It's not about completing it. It's just about finding it. And like if you're always blocked by kind of what other people are doing, like it's okay to take influences from what other people are doing, but some people are just like they're emulating it. And I've seen people choose their majors because their friends do it. And imagine you go through 3 years, you've gone through this whole jump where you've gone to classes, you've almost failed that jump because there's no passion in it. And you realize by like, yeah, semester 6, this ain't for me. And I feel like, yo, like, what?
Dang.
Yeah, like even for the people who were forced. Like I know some people got some strict parents and stuff who want them to be doctors, lawyers, engineers. You know, the typical jumps.
Yeah.
They get through that jump, they're dreading through it. Like,
Yeah.
and imagine how much tuition you just paid for you to do something that you can't mentally finish.
Yeah.
There's some people who strong-willed like that who can go through 4 years, no passion, no burnt out, and they could do it. Commend them. You are a troop. You are a trooper. Let me hear it. I commend you, because hell no. But like, if there's people that really do that out there, and for them, they're like that individuality is lacking because they can't even do what they're passionate about. They're relying on maybe their parents' wants or their
Other people's
you know what I'm saying? Like
stuff, yeah.
it's so much that goes into individuality with college. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's so much pressure too.
It's so much, too much pressure.
Yeah.
Like
I
even
I
when
definitely think our school system trains people to be good listeners, like just to be good followers. And once you get to college, you just have to either know what you want to do, know that you're passionate about something,
Yeah.
and strive for it, or a lot of the time you're gonna be spinning your wheels. You're gonna be trying to, try and then fail at something, try again, figure it's not out for you, figure out, what really is your passion. And most of the time, people don't have the energy, they don't have the, like what you said, the passion for it. They don't want to go out there and make mistakes and figure out, okay, this is something new. I like it. This is something different. I don't like it. It's a lot of, being very stagnant,
yeah.
so to say. And that goes along with, just being that follower mindset, because, we're going through school just trying to do our work, trying to get good grades, but we're not really taught what we want to do. We're not really out there just figuring out, okay, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a train conductor. You're just focused on passing this class. And once you get to college, you get all this freedom that you may just,
That's another thing.
Yeah, nah, for
spend
real.
all that time following somebody else's dream when that might not even be what you want to do. So I agree with everything you just said. It's hard out here, but you just got to
Keep
stick with
going.
it. Got to
Yeah.
keep going
Yeah.
forward.
Keep going.
Like something that you made me think about while you was talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? In school, like I said, we taught to be followers. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you challenge a teacher, like, let's say your teacher says something wrong, like, you know, okay, 2 + 2 is 5, and you like, no, that's 4. Like, she might look at you like, you know what I'm saying? You being standoff. Like, I've had moments, and I think for me, I've always had that trouble as a kid. Like, I don't look at like me talking back as like talking back to me is like I'll call you at your name or something like that. Like if I say something crazy, like that's talking. But I used to have moments where like I could just talk to my teacher and not ask her questions because I'm curious. Like, and like you can ask all these questions and it's like when they don't know it, it's almost like they shut you down. Like because you're challenging them. And I feel like school cuts away your critical thinking. It's when you get to college, it's like you're having to learn how to actually start to think for yourself. Like you see, I feel like that's something that like that separates a lot of like people who do good in college versus like who are still figuring it out. Like college is like, to be real, I feel like it's a formula to your grade, and I don't think it has anything to do with what you know. It's just more about challenging what you want to know. Like if a lot of those big assignments are research papers, what do you want to research? Research is all about critically thinking. Everybody has a paper that they have to write at pretty much every class, and I feel like that is the most weight of your grade. And so when you don't know how to critically think, you don't even know what to research. You don't know where to start. You don't know what words to look up to find exactly what you need to find to build your case, build your argument. You know, and I feel like that's something kind of related to the AI thing. I feel like too. Like, do y'all feel like, you know, thinking is gonna be like, you know, a thing? Like, are people gonna be able to think on their own? Or is AI gonna be the new thing that people now use that to think with like their own mentality? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a real challenge to like really think about, like for new college people coming in, because it's getting real, bro. It's really getting real.
No, it's deep because you know it's not correcting bad habits. When you get to college, you have to do some adjusting, especially if you know what habits you got you through high school or any sort of other curriculum you got through. If you were able to get that far with these bad habits, and then you know now you got this easy AI tool to just give you all your problems, all your answers for you. It's you're not gonna ever adjust away from, you know, what may be setting you up for a really hard life if you're not able to think for yourself, if you're not able to, you know, pivot, you know, adjust to the task at hand. I think, you know, it's gonna take a real eye-opening experience for a lot of people. It's gonna be a rude awakening for a lot of people. You know, they're not able to transition. But I don't think AI will completely overwrite, you know, critical thinking for people in general. I think it's gonna have to go back to square one, whatever. Like it's gonna be hard for people, I think. But you know, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
I agree full-heartedly, man. I'm gonna say this last point and we gonna wrap it up. But you know, I just want to say to everybody, keep going, keep grinding. You know, keep being your own man, your own person, relying on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and keep striving. So we gonna wrap that up with that.
Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Gen Z Talk.
Like, subscribe.
The last podcast.